personally, that time when I came back from Singapore, right, money got slashed like tremendously, so very heavy, times 3 and come back, bagi 3. Now, paying loan, working in Malaysia and paying that loan, right, was very heartbreaking in that sense. Technically, I got nothing much to save at the end of the month. So, I went to the bank, I spoke with this guy, I said, hey bro, I think if possible, I want to cut down my loan so that I don't have to fork out so much of money every month, because the amount coming out was quite a lot. So I managed to cut it down by half, which is like really a breather for myself, because cutting it by half meaning that you have an additional half to use for whatever expenses you need. Be it you go out makan ke, you order something, at least you got something left in that sense. So how do I do it? All you need to do is actually to speak with the person or the bank in charge who is providing you the loan. Ask them whether they provide the option to refinance. But bear in mind, to refinance the loan, technically if you have how many years left, technically you have 20 years left, you ask them to drag all the way back to 35 years. That means your hutang lagi panjang lah. That's one way to do it. Okay? Meaning you have 20 years left to pay, suddenly you drag it all the way to 35 years again, you add another 15 years of hutang to yourself. The other way is, of course, if you have some spare cash lying around, you ask them whether you can dump some inside to offset the remaining amount. That means let's say you hutang 200, you got additional 50 in your savings. And if you don't mind using that savings, you park it, or at least tell the bank, I want to pay off 50,000 out of the 200k. So the 150,000, you drag it all the way again. So that one is also possible. That one even smaller the amount if you're going to drag it for 35 years. But if you want to keep it at 20 years, you ask them to recalculate again. Probably your loan amount is lower. But ultimately, it depends on what loan you're taking also. Some loans are fixed. You cannot switch it based on the agreement you sign. But some are flexi loans. So when you apply for loans in the future, make sure you check. Interest rate doesn't matter because roughly it's around the same. But more importantly, you check what kind of loan are you taking. Is it a fixed loan? Or is it a semi-flexi loan? Or is it like a flexi loan? You can take money in, take money out. You suka, you put inside. You don't suka, you take outside. So that kind of thing. So that also matters. But you need to check with your bank whether it's doable or not. But how we refinance loans is, yeah, it helps lah. Not so susah lah. Like Daniel earning Singapore dollar, for him is breathe easy lah.
You don't like that, leh. You don't anyhow, you are.